All right.
Chapter
Honestly,
14.
like we're actually, damn, we are almost 2/3 of the way through this game.
Already. Oof.
Mm-hmm. In terms of story, at least, we still got a lot of post game content and stuff.
Oh, so much.
And now, and I talk with different Final Fantasy game altogether.
Yeah. We get our sixth reference with Figaro Castle and Edgar, and then we're just immediately somewhere else that I'm not going to say where we are until we get a different game, until we see our next character. And pretty much Lann and Reynn have their powers have been restricted. You can't use any mirages while in here. You can't use your normal mirage setups. Though while we're here, we do get one really awesome mirage.
We should see if anyone here can help us.
I think they're all gonna have the same response.
Of a new?
Yeah, for some reason you gotta talk to everybody, even though they all speak in ellipses. Except for that one person right there.
Excuse me. Do you know where we are?
Giants, eh? Now what did you do to get thrown into this sorry place?
Huh?
This is a prison situated beneath Figaro
That voice
Castle.
sounds familiar. I need to remember who this character is. It's been a hot minute since I've been in chapter 14.
Dang.
It's been like I think 2 weeks since I actually beat this game.
Bro.
But even when I
Go ahead.
well, when I beat this game, I already was at chapter 21 by the time when I replayed it to just say fuck it, let's finish this off. So well, I'll just remember about watching this video. So yeah, basically, literally every empire from Final Fantasy is just working together. Like there's Shinra Corporation, then there's Figaro Castle, and then like just a bunch of corporations are working together to capture shit. So we are under Figaro Castle. The problem is that Figaro Castle just so happens to look like something else. It just so happens to look like another place from a different Final Fantasy. It's just that for some reason, Castle Figaro got super modernized between Final Fantasy VI and now.
I've managed to stockpile some supplies. Best prices in prison.
It's almost like it looks like something else that isn't from Final Fantasy.
I think. Oh, yeah. Those. Okay, so yeah, the from the Poison Fang to the Lithian Chime. Those are all status affliction items. So the only problem is they're not the most useful items because there's a few too many enemies that have resistances to status effects, and also the fact that the status effects aren't guaranteed to land.
Yeah.
Which is why.
Also the fact that in this dungeon there's like only 2 types of enemies.
That would be the castle submerged.
Yeah.
And that's why this video's so short, because I've cut right near the other.
Yeah.
The first time they poked around.
Honestly, the only item I found actually useful for status affliction purposes is Spider Silk. Because Spider Silk inflicts slow, which will almost always hit unless it's a boss. Because for some dumb reason, a good chunk of the bosses are just resistant to slow. And Spider Silks are cool items.
Now it's starting to look like something.
It is.
Yep.
Oh, another missed opportunity for this game. Fucking Guard Scorpion could have been in here.
That would have made more sense too.
But sadly, Guard Scorpion is not one. Like, for a game full of references, there are a few distinct references that could have been in here. Well, Tritok disabled yourselves. But disabled your gauntlets.
Hey, Mama.
I'm just gonna call the Plume Knight Tritok until reasons. Just look back at the video, because don't try to spoil shit.
You don't think...
But yeah, you don't lose your powers; they're just neutralized. You can't summon them.
Oh, come on. That's just...
That just sucks.
Any ideas?
Any ideas? I don't see a gate. But we do have to get out of here.
That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Still, without Tama.
But yeah, until further notice, we can't use any of our stacks or mirages. Oh, hello, Magitech armor. So yeah, this is our first actual encounter with Magitech armor. Hal. This is our first encounter with Magitech armor, and these are new little guys, searchers. Hal.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna be passive aggressive as fuck to you this until the end of time, my guy.
Goodness. Yeah, this is gonna suck.
Oh yeah. This is you can't win this. There's no way. Unless
Yep, this is an unwinnable fight.
Unless Hal somehow grinded his ass off in between parts to the point where he somehow got to level 99 before chapter 15, to where I'm impressed.
I don't even think if I did that I would have won this one.
No, I don't think so. Well, with the right module setup, you could potentially do a Lann and Reynn solo run, but that's just not even fun anymore. Oh, hey, Leon. Hey, Leon.
Hi there, Leon. How you doing?
Nice little pose there.
You the giants from the
Hold on,
hills?
what was his voice?
And
Oh, sorry, Squall.
Are you okay?
So yeah, if you haven't figured it out already, this is the D District prison from Final Fantasy.
So, they're not using his Kingdom Hearts voice actor, they're using someone else.
What's this?
A box?
Sort of. It's an Eld box.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, they didn't use Leon's voice actor from Kingdom Hearts, they just use a completely different voice actor. I think they're using the Dissidia actor, actually.
probably.
I would guess yes.
Mm-hmm.
You can just think of it like
Which even then, I never paid attention to Squall in that story, so...
that Eld box is
So now is one of the most useless forms of imprisonment boxes, because one, you almost always get them, and two, there aren't a lot of mirages that require Eld boxes. So yeah, we now have Eld boxes, which can be bought from Chocolate.
I don't get why you
The problem with the fact,
Wait,
huh?
on the way. But we need
wait
to go.
until you see what I call.
Let's find out. But the biggest problem with Eld boxes is that there's not a lot of enemies that require an Eld box to capture. You can only capture machines with them. Oh, what's top? Oh.
Well,
L?
that's something.
Nothing tap.
I'm keep you guessing.
Caius? Oh, Gaius? Gaius? I was thinking. Huh?
I'm keeping the naming for the Magitech armors.
Good job. Good job, my guy.
I have made it my goal that all Magitech armors I have in this game will be named after. Will be named after Guardian Empire.
That's more that's impressive, because we now have Nero and Gaius. So yeah, you can only capture machine mirages with Eld boxes. Again, the problem being that there aren't a lot of machine mirages, and the fact of that you'll almost always have enough Eld boxes to capture all of them. And transfiguration is also a big thing, so it kind of renders it null and void.
I suppose it's to make up for the waterfall.
Sorry, but I don't
I
think
like that they remixed the actual music that was playing during the 8 version of this as well.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VIII's another one that's like I'm not a fan of it, but I still love the soundtrack. Like Man with the Machine Gun is one of my favorite tracks off that soundtrack, and the boss theme.
Are you sure that this Mako energy is that strong?
And the dance scene is also a pretty great scene. Oh yeah, also there's just now sentry searchers. There's just now sentries that hang out around the place. Pretty much, it's really, really, really not recommended to try to not fight them. Because of the fact that you don't have mirages or the ability to do stack setups, it's really not fun to fight back against them because you do so little damage.
Yeah, it sucks.
And also I do recommend getting Searcher because Searcher is honestly Searcher is actually a pretty damn good prism.
And you kind of need one of its abilities to get extra treasure chests, and that's it.
Oh yeah, you need a Searcher for this area because it's for some reason they thought here let's just instead of because they want you to ignore them, but they also don't want them to ignore you.
Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, what's this little fella gonna be called?
Let's find out.
I love what I named this one. It's
has
perfect.
has a license to search but not to kill. I like that.
I think you were like thinking for a second, weren't you?
D.
I was trying to remember how you spell what I ended up picking.
Day. No. Oh. GLaDOS. Good. Good. Oh, like it's like a GLaDOS core. It's like a GLaDOS core.
Whoa. So then why didn't he just ask us?
Figaro didn't join the Federation willingly. It's under constant watch. Also, Edgar knew. The Federation doesn't do nice things to its prisoners.
So yeah, that's
Apparently the
cool.
real thorns in their side are kept somewhere between
Searcher, yeah. So Searcher has another helpful field ability that only really gets used in this chapter and a couple others, which is just Zap, which is just he opens doors for you, and that's about it.
Life and death.
Select our target, Mako Reactor 0. It's swarming with all kinds of dangerous mirages.
Oh, well that makes sense then.
Right. We were hoping that you two would be able to keep them.
Now you can actually get a mirage set up to where you can actually try to fight back against some of the robots.
Yep. Unfortunately, you won't see any of it in this video because I cut all the fights out after this except for the part.
All edited out.
That makes sense.
Oops.
That or you managed to somehow skip them.
Broke the master plan?
Nope, you don't.
Yep.
But the operation's in motion. Use the L boxes, and we'll just have to hope for the best. I think she can remove this.
Yeah?
It's possible, but I can't promise you. Now, enough talking. Let's
So
press
yeah,
on.
it's just going to be one nice straight shot back because all of the mirages are just going to be searchers in Magitech armor. Mostly searchers, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this, Hal. I believe this also means you don't have the ability to be either tall or short while you're in here. Or can you still?
I never tried it, to be honest with you, so I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either. So, well, we're gonna have to find out through other means. So honestly, with this dungeon, there's nothing really much else to say. It's just you're running through sets of stairs while attempting to avoid searchers.
Yep.
Sadly, there's no
Thankfully,
other...
thankfully it's very short.
Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully.
And also, luckily, you're not dealing with death searchers at this point.
Oh dear.
Yeah. They're great to have as an ally. They're not fun to fight. As I say, and I will always say this, gravity is a girl's best friend. And then there's like the only other better spell than gravity is Gravity Ja, which only one Mirage knows, and I'm not going to spoil that.
Oh well, we reached the boss.
Death Machine. Death Machine is actually really cool. In the PS4 version, I used him a lot in one of my stack setups, but on Switch, I didn't really use him much. I actually used Searcher more than I did Death Machine. But Death Machine is one of the transfigurable forms of... it actually is the evolution of like Searcher to Magitech Armor to Death Machine. Also, don't know if that was the best idea to have one stack setup, because that means Lann has a very high chance of dying.
Yep.
From full output.
Luckily it doesn't get much chance to do that, because this is the point where I just said fuck it and just hit it with marble.
Hacked away at it with marbles.
Marbles.
Electro marbles.
Stop proving me be a lie game. I know I start hitting it with electro marbles. So.
Oh, I think you used one earlier.
Yeah.
Or lightning. Electro marbles do small mass damage, while lightning marbles actually do the real damage dealers. Which, as you can see, that Death Machine is already on its last.
Oops.
Yeah. It is already about to die. Gosh, it's so weird not having mirages, or at least not seeing you with a full mirage setup. Also, the fact of that it has that ability of, it has a counter ability of when you hit it, it can hit you with retaliatory missile, which is just a hard-hitting physical attack. And then you finish it off.
Yep.
And dead.
Man. Well, and this LP, taking Kazan's advice, the game.
Well, that's the good thing about recording 3 episodes ahead, is you can take the advice of other people if they hand it to you.
Yeah. You also got a free lightning marble out of that.
Yeah.
So you just got back the lightning marble you used up. I think honestly, one big thing I could say about World of Final Fantasy, I've never actually used all the champion medals. So with a lot of them, I only know a handful of them, and I think Tifa was like the last one I actually tested before I just started getting like lazy and not wanting to get the rest of the champion medals.
This is my job.
I can say that I've used all of them in this LP so far, except for Raphael's. I think that's the only one, and I plan to use her in a recording that I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah, I could definitely say I actually have no idea what Raphael will do. And alright, I already did the part, damn.
Yep.
Cleared through that boss like nothing, but still.